Hello YouTube and good morning. My name is Dr. Legendary and you're tuning in for another edition of The Sagely Shave. Today we're going to be shaving with a 3-day-old Astra Platinum blade and my trusty Henson shaving AL13 mild shave handle. Already got it loaded here, and my synthetic brush I love so much. And today we're gonna be shaving again with iced pineapple because it's gonna be a hot day and I love that menthol on my skin. Got a couple days of growth here. We're gonna get some hot water started here and we will go ahead and jump in. So how are you guys doing today? You know, the economy's kind of in shambles right now. We've entered a bear market at the time of this filming here. And there's a lot of FUD out there, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But if you look at the stock market over time, things bounce back. They don't bounce back always immediately, but they bounce back after a few months or years. So what I want to talk to you today about is what to do in the interim. Because I know a few years ago when I've been through the dot-com crash, was unemployed through that, and then when I was a resident making a meager resident salary of $39,000 a year. I was worried about the 2008 stock market crash, real estate crash, and everything else crashed. And everything came back, and you know, there's war going on right now, and there's always some crazy politician that doesn't know what they're doing right, no matter which side of the fence you're on. So what can you do to protect yourself? What are some sound financial principles? And that's the sagely advice we're going to talk about today. All right, I got my shave brush somewhat loaded here. I'm going to get a little bit more of a lather going here. Probably should have used my shave bowl, but that's okay. Oh, it feels so good. Got that nice yogurt. Probably a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more liquid on there. Make it a little less thick. Yes. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is saving for a rainy day. So everyone, in my opinion, should have some type of emergency fund. Now, emergency fund is access to liquid assets, such as cash, that you can easily get to in the event of emergency. Emergency being like, you know, you blow a tire on your car, unexpected medical expense. You know, you need groceries for a week. They're going to shut your power off. You know, food, shelter, water, transportation, those types of things that you need to be able to function. All right, let's go ahead and start our shave here. Get some of that growth off, very nice. And so typically, you know, there's two ways to look about that. A lot of people say, well, maybe you should, you know, you should follow Dave Ramsey's advice and go with $1,000, you know, an emergency fund. Well, I think if you're getting out of debt, that's still a good idea. And especially if you have a lower income, a lower salary coming in, you know, still a good idea. However, if you have the means, I think having a little bit more of an emergency fund, ideally a month or two of bare minimum expenses in your emergency fund in case you lose your job or have something catastrophic, is good financial advice. Not have an emergency fund because, you know, Murphy from Murphy's Law, he likes to visit. I've had air conditioners go out, both in my car and in my house. I've had medical expenses that were unexpected, injuries been unexpected, emergency trips that had to be made, funerals, things like that come up. And it's really good to have that emergency fund so you don't go into debt. Because what tends to happen in times of economic turmoil, when people are used to spending at a certain level, is people don't cut back their expenses. And that's my second thing. You should probably cut back your expenses. If you're not doing a monthly budget, you should be doing a monthly budget. But cut back your expenses, your standard of living. We've done that in our house for sure. You know, if you're a DoorDasher, cancel your DoorDash Plus. Stop eating out as much. You know, try to eat healthy. You know, groceries are high, but, you know, eat a little bit less. I'm down below 200 pounds a day. And that's because I'm doing a combination of, you know, low carbohydrate and fasting. But also just to save money on groceries and such. So my second piece of advice is to look at your expenses and see what can be cut. Now, obviously, you know, there's some expenses are cheap. You know, if you love your Netflix and it brings you comfort, you know, it's $20 a month. If you can afford it, keep that. You know, I'm a big gamer, right? So, you know, I play Elder Scrolls Online currently. I used to play Final Fantasy 14. My rule is I keep one MMO subscription at a time. And so I don't mind spending $15 a month on something like that for entertainment. But always make sure I got food on the table, the kids are fed and clothed, and I have an emergency fund. So that would be my advice. Have an emergency fund and look at your budget. Now 3. So if you've got the 4 walls covered and you've got emergency fund covered and you've got your budget under control and you still have some surplus. And I know I'm going to get some flack for this. But the third piece and last piece of sagely advice I have for you is you should invest. And so when others are fearful and others are brave, that's where heroes are made. So if you look at all the people that invested in 2008, like me, made good gains on my investments, just putting money into the stock market. And I'm not picking individual stocks. I'm just diversified in a simple index fund like Vanguard's S&P 500 which, ETF, which is VOO, or the total stock market index, which is VTI. You know, I don't have a favorite brokerage. I love Vanguard and Fidelity because they offer, you know, no load, low cost, meaning low expense ratio index funds that perform along with the market. But the market usually rebounds over time. So when other people are selling and there's an opportunity to buy, and so when the stock market is down, if you are able to invest and hold for a long period of time, and period of time, you know, that when I say long term, I'm talking 10 years or so, then you can end up with some good financial gains, sometimes doubling or even tripling your money. Let's wash this lather off here. Very good. Nice. Close shave. So that's my advice. Save, budget, and if you can, invest. And it's just a daily reminder. There's so many resources out there. You know, so many people trying to sell you snake oil and, you know, gimmicks, life insurance, stuff like that. But if you just keep it simple and do it, you know, do those 3 things and stay out of debt, you can win even in a bear market like this. All right, it is time to choose our aftershave of the day. I'm going to skip the alum block because I don't feel like I had anything, any nicks there. So I'm going to go with some eucalyptus mint. Opens the sinuses, very nice. Go ahead and slap this on here. Nice little cooling sensation. Put some on my neck too. And there we have it. There is a new edition of the Sagely Shave. I wish you all a safe and wonderful day. I wish you a prosperous year, and do something good for someone else today if you can. Take care. Have a great day.